welcome back to the show. While most of Western media was busy last month debating whether the catastrophic U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan was good for Biden, bad for Biden, or ooga for Biden, I spoke with experts to learn more about the people who are actually impacted, Afghans. Afghans are clinging to planes in an attempt to leave the country, while Afghans here in America are tirelessly organizing efforts to help those trying to get out, which is pretty darn stressful. So I brought Arash Azizzada, a community organizer, and Nura A, a political scholar, to a golf course, which I have been told is one of the most calm and tranquil places on Earth. Ow! Next hole. Okay, so we should have gone to a spa instead. Can you give me a quick overview of how we got here?
Sure. I think we've historically had foreign powers involved in the politics of Afghanistan. It's like this golf club we're at. We're basically a landlocked country that's been a playground for people to come through with their caddies, with their balls, and do what they want and extract resources.
Okay, well, you have summed this up more clearly than even I could sum up, like, 9 Perfect Strangers. Who even is Nicole Kidman in that show? Is she an alien? Anyway, TLDR, Afghanistan has been dicked around by the British, the Russians, Pakistan, and for the last 20 years, us. And now that we're gone, it seems like the Taliban are in charge and have maybe changed. I'm hearing a lot of supremely optimistic reporting right now about how the Taliban's going to form their government.
Oh, that's so cute.
It seems really cute.
The Taliban 2.0 is the same as the Taliban 1.0. They're willing to use any kind of method of violence, whether that's bombing schools or killing students at a university.
Honestly, they're ideologues and dogmatic. They have very specific views. They may not know why they have those views. I feel like the Taliban are some dudes that missed the memo that it's 2021.
So they're like the skinny jeans of repressive regimes.
Pretty much.
And one of the reasons Afghanistan is currently a huge mess is because the U.S. military withdrew before taking care of the people who are at risk. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The pull-out method does not work.
This is literally a classic example of what not to do. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Taliban have a list of people. They have a kill list. And if you've worked with the U.S. government, you put yourself vulnerable to being at risk. And so those people are still stuck.
I think the context that is important for your viewers is that the occupation was 20 years long, which means a lot of people have interacted with either the U.S. or the coalition forces. Mm-hmm. And that's left a lot of people at risk. And the numbers that we are kind of looking at is between 250,000 to 1.1 million people who are currently at risk or vulnerable from immediate retaliation or violent retribution from the Taliban.
Whew, all right.
Yeah.
War is like the one thing that we really do very frequently. You'd think that we would be like acing war by now, and yet, no?
Apparently not.
And who's being targeted? Is it Jeff Bezos? Is that why he flung himself into space?
There's a whole generation of people that grew up just knowing what the country looked like with the U.S. presence there. And now they have to reimagine their lives, particularly for women, right? They have a history of being resistant fighters, of being intellectuals that push the conversation forward. So what's going to happen when the Taliban see these incredibly smart women? They're going to be the first to be on their target list. Right now, the smart women are a direct threat.
Okay, not only are you summing up the situation in Afghanistan, I feel like you're summing up the situation for women like globally.
If you're smart anywhere as a woman, you're always going to have to think about the insecure dude in the room.
You're always going to be on somebody's list.
Exactly.
And since the U.S. isn't getting Afghans out, private citizens like Nura and Arash are participating in something called Digital Dunkirk. Yeah, like the movie about the World War II operation that saved thousands of lives using boats. I don't know, I didn't see it. It was a boy movie. But this one's gone digital. Has the government contacted either of you?
Former and current government officials are sliding in our DMs trying to rescue people, and I respond saying I was going to slide in your DMs asking for this.
That bewilders me, I confess. What is the paperwork that someone would need to get into the United States right now?
One of the very few ways for folks to actually get some kind of legal status within this country is to file for humanitarian parole. However, the cost is $575 per person, which makes it extremely prohibitive.
So we've created the refugees, and now we're charging them $575 per person. to apply to get into the country for humanitarian parole. This is like the worst Shark Tank business. Okay, well, what can Americans do to help Afghans? Because my lemonade stand isn't cutting it.
Right now, I think what we need is everyday Americans to call up their local congresswoman and congressman and say, waive the fee. We caused this problem. The least we can do is waive the fee for the humanitarian parole application.
We want drone strikes to end. We want Afghan lives to be safe. We need a humanitarian corridor to be established so that everyday Afghans can get access to basic needs.
And it's not that hard. Everyone loves to troll someone. Let's troll our local elected official.
You do a little trolling, follow that up with an email, and then if you also send like a hard copy letter with a stamp on it,
That's perfect.
You're
Chef's
the-
kiss.
be that nerd. Live that moment. So do what your elected officials would do and slide into their DMs. I'm serious, write a letter. Otherwise, this dude will beat you to it, and we can't let that happen. We'll be right back. Aw, thanks for watching. If you'd like to hear more from Full Frontal, hit subscribe and visit our page for more videos. Or if you'd like to be radicalized, leave YouTube on autoplay.